Rarely has a Big Five contest arrived with such unpredictability and intrigue. For the LaSalle Explorers, the early season has been a case of split personality. Lopsided loss to Pennsylvania, an upset win of James Madison. Which team will show up tonight? John Chaney's Temple Owls have had just one outing, an impressive, stylish road win over Boston College. They've had a week to prepare for the Explorers, and they'll stand toe-to-toe next.
3-on-2, crosses over, drops it off, layup and good! Jones, NASCAR started, leads the spotlight.
They've been battling year by year since the turn of the century. The turn of last century, LaSalle and Temple are coming up. Hi again, everybody. Larry Rose and Ed Stefanski with you for LaSalle and Temple. The first time these two teams met, it was about Christmas 1899. And there's no truth to the rumor that John Chaney and Speedy Morris were the coaches that night. It just seems that way.
Well, they might feel that way. Both have been in Philadelphia. If they coach in the high school level, now in the college level. In the NCAA of the most active coaches, they're in the top 10 in winning percentage. Both are strategic people that do things well, both offensively and defensively, but the kids are going to play the game.
Indeed, and the kid that really was set the tone for LaSalle, they live and die by the three-pointer. Kareem Townes, when he's been good, they've won. When he's been bad, they've lost.
And we saw him when he was real bad against the Pennsylvania Quakers, couldn't hit a shot, but he does shoot the ball from distance. Temple in that matchup zone can take people out of that if they want. Kareem Townes has to get off if LaSalle's going to have a shot tonight.
He may be matched up with Rick Brunson, a sophomore player from Massachusetts who left Temple and then came back, had his best game as a college player in the opener against Boston College.
Well, I think Rick Brunson's probably his toughest critic is himself. He's a very intense young man, went back to Boston, had a great game in front of a tough Boston College crowd. He comes in here, he wants to make every shot. He doesn't want to have a turnover. If he just goes out and plays the game hard, he'll be a fine player.
Eddie, you got to figure Temple's got a lot of power on the inside. That may be where the game's decided.
Well, the man, Frazier Johnson, 6'10" center for John Chaney. They'll go to him. They'll go to him quickly. And if they can't get him off, Eddie Jones will be slashing from the outside. Temple has all the weapons.
All right, that's the setup. We've got LaSalle and Temple coming up. Game 2 of our doubleheader in just a moment. Big Five Basketball on Prism is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. And by your local Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Or do you like Paris, Miss Anderson?
I find it more beautiful than ever right now.
Is it true someone called you too old to play Elizabeth?
Do I look like an old woman?
The production was outrageous.
I love Wagner, but he totally is crazy with all this.
Carl, may I introduce to you Maestro Santi?
The diva was temperamental.
Did they tell you what I'd said about you?
No.
It's a pity.
The cast wouldn't cooperate.
Hey, something is nutty! I'll kill you!
I'm wondering what I have to put up with all the time.
And no one could communicate.
Lights!
It was a masterpiece
What's happening?
of inspired lunacy. Glenn Close, Niels Aristra, meeting Venus.
And welcome back to the Spectrum for our nightcap, the Temple Owls and LaSalle Explorers. Temple's just played one game. They're 1-0. This is the 5th outing for Speedy Morris's LaSalle Explorers. And for tonight's starting lineups, let's go to John McAdam, the voice of the Big Five.
Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Spectrum America's Showplace. This evening, the Spectrum and the Philadelphia Big Five present Game 2, a Philadelphia Big Five City Series game featuring the Temple University Owls and the LaSalle University Explorers. Let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the Temple University Owls. At a forward position, a junior, 6 feet 6 inches tall from Pompano Beach, Florida, number 21, Eddie Jones. At the other forward, a freshman, 6 feet 9 inches tall from Dallas, Texas, number 50, Aaron McKie. At the center spot, a senior, 6 feet 10 inches tall from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 44, Frazier Johnson. At the guards, a senior, 6 feet tall from Camden, New Jersey, number 3, Vic Karstarfin. At the other guard, a junior, 6 feet 5 inches tall from Philadelphia, number 23, Aaron McKie. The head coach of the Temple University Owls in his 10th season is John Chaney. And for the LaSalle University Explorers, at a forward position, a freshman, 6 feet 8 inches tall from Philadelphia, number 3, Turquin Mott. At the other forward, a sophomore, 6 feet 7 inches tall from Herndon, Virginia, number 5, Lutiki Colombo. At the center spot, a senior, 6 feet 8 inches tall from Trenton, New Jersey, number 52, Don Shelton. At the guards, a sophomore, 6 feet 3 inches tall from Philadelphia, number 11, Kareem Townes. At the other guard, a sophomore, 6 feet 1 inch from Philadelphia, number 23, Paul Burke. The head coach of the LaSalle University Explorers in his 7th season is Bill Morris. The official for the senior second man.
And tonight's veteran referee crew, headed by Larry Lembo, the man in the middle. He'll have the basketball to start this one. Just to get you up to date on LaSalle and the Temple Owls. First, the LaSalle Explorers. First, a look at tonight's starters. Johnson and Shelton, the battle in the middle. Karstarfin and Townes, the battle of the point. And LaSalle Explorers 2-2 thus far. Blown out by Pennsylvania, but that's no disgrace, as the Villanova Wildcats have found out. They played terrific against James Madison. Meantime, Temple has played just the one game. They beat Boston College on the road, and this is their 6th Big 5 game at the Spectrum. They're 4-1 so far. And Eddie, what's the advantage? Temple's had a week to prepare for LaSalle, but LaSalle has already played 4 full basketball games.
Yeah, definitely. But the problem you have if you're LaSalle and Speedy Morris, Temple has a veteran ball club with Jones and McKie, 2 fine players. Aaron McKie is just terrific with the basketball, and at 6'5" can get his shot off against a lot of players. They have all the weapons, John Chaney. LaSalle comes out there. Obviously, Speedy Morris turned it around the James Madison game. They must shoot the ball well from the outside and try to beat this pressure zone defense by Temple.
LaSalle may shoot 30-35 three-pointers tonight. And if they make 40% or so, they should be able to hang in with it. Derek Petit, the tip handled by Mott to Townes. That's Kareem Townes. And Paul Burke out front looks over Temple's matchup. Townes is the shooter. Colombo well off target. And it's Turquin Mott. 0 for 2 and a slim down, trim down Frazier Johnson with the rebound. Here's Karstarfin. Aaron McKie, the Big 5 newcomer of the year a year ago from Simon Gratz in Philadelphia. And LaSalle shows zone.
2-3 zone. They have a foul early on Mott, but a 2-3 zone. Temple will bring their 3 shooters, Jones, Karstarfin, and McKie outside, and try to attack 3 against 2.
Mott, a very physical player. They need him on the floor. He gets his first.
I love it. There it goes all the way back to Vic Karstarfin. You don't have any turnovers that way.
Nope, and that's cameraman Aldo Farnese's nightmare when they throw the ball 65 feet like that. Where did that guy go? They overload the far side with 5 players with Johnson on the box. Karstarfin from deep.
And that's what you're worried about if you're a LaSalle Explorer fan. If they can get off on the outside, can the Temple Owls? That will just open it up from Johnson. As we said, they have the outside shooting and the inside play.
Again, Colombo for 3, and this time the rebound's to Eddie Jones. So showing a lot of respect for Townes and Burke. McKie rims out. And the zone does leave the corner jumper open. Here's Burke. Townes has room to fire. Line drives that one in a hurry, as he did in his first Big 5 game. Temple in white trimmed in cherry. Moving to our right, overloading the far side against the zone. And it's McKie, Karstafen, and Jones on the perimeter. McKie runs baseline. Johnson on the low post. Karstafen airballs it short over Turkman Mott. And we played 2 minutes. Goldberg sends Colombo through. He comes out on the other side. There he is. And Mott's alone. Takes it over Bettine and get it down. Turkman Mott.
Good patience by Turkman Mott to catch the ball, face, see what the defense was giving to him, power to dribble, and lay up in the air.
1-2-2, three-quarter court. Karstafen handles that to Jones for three, long, and the floorboard to Townes.
Temple just taking shots quickly, taking jumpers from the outside, not getting Frazier Johnson established in the inside.
And Goldberg at a crawl. Mott, dribble drive, stripped by Karstafen, controlled by Karstafen. Side court left McKie. Jones to McKie to Karstafen, has another one. Karstafen made 68 field goals last year, and he's 61 for three-pointers. He's got 2 tonight for 6. Now to Camden High School is Victor. The skip pass, Townes in the corner. Long, and a push-off on Donnie Shelton.
Well, Salle has gotten the shots that they do want. The three-pointer from the outside. They live and die by the three-pointer. But Townes has shot 2 times, or 3 times now, maybe, and 0 for 3. Here's another defense by Speedy Morris for LaSalle Explorers. A little half-court trap.
Karstafen and McKie, no trouble. High to the tee. Corner, Jones. Front of the rim, no. Frazier Johnson yet to touch the basketball. Kareem Townes. Goldberg to the TK Colombo. Passes up the 3, takes the medium range jumper and has it.
Well, Colombo made a good move to get the Temple player to run at him. Little ball fake, powers it into his range and knocks down 2 points.
They show some 1-3-1 and force a turnover. The entry pass for Bettine knocked away and out of bounds off McKie. John Chaney, now the dean of the Big 5 coaches, in his 11th year, has won 234 ball games. The average season for John Eddie is 23-7. That's his average year. Burke from the corner. Well, they've had 4 shots from the same spot. They're 0 for 4, 3 different players. No look for Johnson, turnover.
And that is the kind of pass that John Chaney does not like to see.
Well, the evil eye belongs to John Chaney. He's got a stare for Derek Bettine. The first chapters in the book. We'll take a break at the Spectrum.
Friday night, the mailman tries to deliver when Karl Malone and the Utah Jazz visit the Spectrum to battle the Sixers. It's basketball at the speed of sight. Friday night at 7:30, only on Prism.
Honey, I'm home. Sherry? Huh. Hope I didn't forget. Forget what? I took out the garbage. I wanted the plants. Hi, buddy. What could I forget? Anniversary? Birthday? No, I'm okay. I'm covered.
The first digit.
Her number. 4. I forgot to play her number.
The second digit.
No. Oh, no, please.
2.
I don't
and
believe
the
it.
third digit.
Oh, not tonight.
7.
No! Don't forget to play every day, because you could win any night.
All of us at Prism wish you the very best for this holiday season and throughout the coming year.
Well, the Temple offense so far has been all Victor Karstafen.
Oh, Victor Karstafen, the senior point guard, can shoot the ball from distance. Right now, Temple has decided or elected to take the outside shots. LaSalle running at people, and they're shooting from 3-point. They got to get the ball into Frazier Johnson, the big guy at 6'9", 6'10", 250 pounds. pound it into him, establish it. That'll make those outside shots for McKie, Jones, and Kostarthan a little bit easier.
Victor, the first ever player from Camden High School to play under John Chaney at Temple. Played for Clarence Turner, won a couple of state titles for that terrific Camden High School program.
Victor Kostarthan, having a few years under his belt with John Chaney, understands the system, and I think a big year will be out of him from Temple House.
Now here John extends his defense, does Chaney to half court. They try to double the ball with Burke. Wrap around for Colombo. Burke moves well without the ball, finds a spot, and has to go over McKie, short. And 2 owls fight for it. Larry Limbo says we're staying here. As Jason Ivey strips the warm-up. Another freshman heading for the scorers table. Mott looks for Colombo. Jones knocks it out of bounds, and now we will indeed see Jason Ivey out of Sampson High School down in Alabama, where he was the Class 5A Player of the Year, and he can get up. Townes.
And that's what Kareem Townes needs to do. He gets his first 3 points, averaged over 40 points a game in the Philadelphia Public League.
And strips McKie, but will stay.
Obviously a streaky shooter.
Yep, Speedy knows it, and he's got to have him shoot the basketball. Speedy says if he's 0 for 16, take that 17th shot. And I guess a shooter loves to hear that. Kostarthan thought about it from NBA range, leaves for McKie. Entry to Ivey. Doesn't look at the basket, but Kostarthan does. Short and over the top.
Right there, Kostarthan forced the 3, hit Jason Ivey open again to go inside. Temple a little out of sync offensively.
And they'll look for Eric Brunson. He heads for the scorer's table. Donnie Shelton too far out. Townes. That corner's been open. That's the 5th 3 from the same spot, and LaSalle's 0 for 5. Floorboard Eddie Jones, foul with TK Colombo. The zone's given the corner shot.
Tough shot. And they've had a lot of players try to shoot it for LaSalle. None of them have been able to handle it.
Kostarthan will sit down as Rick Brunson comes in, the sophomore out of Salem, Massachusetts. So Victor's got all 6 points to put a seat on the bench. Ray Schultz comes in for Speedy Morris. Donnie Shelton goes out. Ray out of Trevose, Pennsylvania. And Brunson will run point. A double high set. Brunson's open in the corner. Jones goes the other way. Here comes Brunson across the baseline. They finally get it to him. Nice bounce past Johnson. Might have gone glass, but it's McKie on the rebound.
Well, they finally got it into Johnson, makes the shot, doesn't get it, but McKie's there. The guard can go inside with the big guys.
Been kind of ugly so far. Temple a 1-point lead. Just over 6 minutes in. Through the hands of Schultz as Jones got a piece. And Speedy's going to lose the jacket.
And I think Schultz is going to lose his spot in the lineup.
Blitz Wooten stripping the warm-ups. Punitive substitutions at time. 1-3-1 extended half-court trap shown by LaSalle here. Brunson splits to Jones. Rick is a left-hander. Ivey to Johnson. Faces, got it.
Well, that's a good play by Jason Ivey, the freshman. Catches the ball down on the baseline, finds the center, Frazier Johnson, much taller than the LaSalle Explorers.
And Speedy Mars livid, no offensive foul called on Frazier Johnson. That's the 6th one from that side. They're 0 for 6. And the 4th different Explorer to try it. Maybe go the other side.
Maybe Temple knows something. Give them that side.
Brunson double teamed and is fouled by Townes. It'll reach in on Kareem. That'll be his first, the team's 3rd. And Blitz Wooten has Ray Schultz, I believe. Blitz in, Ray out. Wooten, the sophomore forward out of the Coriston up in Trenton, New Jersey. And can he lead? Brunson penetrate, dish for Ivey. Comes up short, and Wooten's got the basketball. Side court right, Burke. To Colombo, another 3, Latigue is short. And nice keep alive by McKie, and outlet to Jones. Quincy Lee to the scorer's table as Speedy's moving him in and out. Johnson, the soft touch.
How about the soft hands by Frazier Johnson from Little Rock, Arkansas, goes up high, gets the ball and turns around, and nice soft touch.
Quick 5-point lead now for Temple. Blitz will Turquin Mott. Burke will spot up. Ball fake to Townes. In and out. Mott. Blocked Johnson. Fouled Ivy. And another punitive substitution coming for the bad box out.
Well, you don't get a lot of offensive rebounds against Temple, and that's why John Chaney's upset. Frazier Johnson really not going after the basketball. Plus Ivy, number 30 for Temple. Jason Ivy doesn't block out. And has he taken a seat on the bench?
He has indeed. Derek Battie comes back in for John Chaney. Ivy committed to the shooter when he should have been in box-out position. And here's Turquin Mott. Very strong-looking young man who played at Glen Mills for Coach Tom Mann.
Glen Mills High School outside of Philadelphia won
the state championship.
Won the state championship.
The Pennsylvania 4A title. And during his time there, they're only 55-6. Gets the roll. It's a 12-8 ball game.
Those 4A titles, that's
the top.
Okay.
That's largest enrollments.
Maybe not the best team, yes. No, they're a good team.
Brunson, hesitation, beauty.
Well, Rick Brunson got caught up in the air. He wanted to make the pass first, but knocks it off the glass.
And Burke has a double team. That's Quincy Lee from Paulsboro. The freshman snuck in. And here goes Aaron McKie, high in the sky.
Well, what happened there, Quincy Lee just showed the basketball, telegraphed the ball, and Aaron McKie made him pay for it.
Well, as mentioned, as Speedy Morris calls a timeout, these two teams have been meeting since 1899. And we had a terrific one as Mark Macon met Lionel Simmons. Let's take a look at our Big Five flashback.
Could it really be that long ago since this matchup of Simmons and Macon? At McGonigal Hall, 6 future NBA talents lined up as Temple hosted LaSalle, but the attention was focused on Lionel and Mark, and they would not disappoint.
Simmons gets hustled in the air. Beauty. Oh, that's real nice by Lionel Simmons.
LaSalle would build a 9-point lead late on this Braun Holland tip-in, but Macon would go to the baseline, forge a tie in the closing moments. And then the controversy. An off-the-ball foul by Macon on Simmons sent Lionel to the foul line. He converted a 2-point lead. Time nearly expired. Then Randy Woods would be called for bumping Macon. Mark would have 2 free throws to tie it. He made the first, and then...
Short! No! It's over! The Explorers erupt! They've beaten the Owls at McGonigal Hall.
That was one of the 141 victories in the LaSalle coaching career of William Speedy Morris. And a win tonight would tie him with Paul Westhead for second place on the all-time win list. Behind who?
Ken Loeffler.
Leffler. See, you had to cheat, take that off the monitor. I thought you knew all that history stuff.
Well, Speedy won away from Paul Westhead, who had the system, who ran and gunned.
Still doing it. Leffler, of course, was the coach in the Tom Gola era, and Speedy will clearly surpass them both in the next few weeks.
You'd like to tie Westhead tonight, but John Chaney of Temple have something to say about that.
Brunson tries to run Townes into a trap, but he finds Burke. LaSalle needs offense. 8 points in 8.5 minutes. Quincy Lee.
Temple has extended their matchup zone, and what makes them so good is you see Eddie Jones get his hand on the ball. They take away the passing angles. You have Eddie Jones at 6'5", who's very quick. Aaron McKie on the other wing at 6'5". With the arm span, very difficult to pass the basketball.
Burke picks up the dribble as Townes in the corner. Shot clock's at 8. Lee steps away for 3, off target. Kept alive to Wooden, to Townes. blocked by Johnson. Out of bounds. Below Frazier Johnson.
Kareem Townes, the guard, gets inside, but there's excellent timing by Johnson to pin it on the board.
Frazier's only dropped 35 pounds since last year. Townes. No roll, and will go. Off blitz route. So still the offense eludes Speedy Morris. John Chaney's club playing that good half-court matchup. LaSalle now 3 for 17.
LaSalle straight man-to-man now. Frazier Johnson should get the basketball. McKie's going to go one-on-one.
He had Kareem Townes, and that's too much for him.
Well, Aaron McKie at 6'5", 210 pounds, and I mean a strong 210, will just break down people and can get a shot in close.
Again from that deep left pocket. This is an air ball. 4-on-1. Batiste on the run. He's got it. Burke breaks it free. Townes has the basketball. Jeff Neubauer, Donnie Shelton at the scorer's table. Speedy looks for options. Same spot, different shooter. Same result. That's 0 for 9 from that corner. It's been 5 different players.
I guess Temple will give you that shot all that you want, too.
And Speedy's got to make him take it.
It's not the easiest shot. If they can move in a little bit, maybe get a baseline jump shot, they're taking the three-pointer.
It's amazing. McKie to his left. Rainbow, long. Brunson a push-off on Wooten, but gets it. And it's off Brunson's hands. Will go the other way. Substitutions now. Karstarfin for Temple. Jets Jeff Neubauer, who's in for Paul Berg. And also Donnie Shelton comes back in.
Aaron McKie sitting next to John Chaney. He's talking to him. He was very upset with that pass to the freshman, the 6'9", Batiste. Couldn't handle the basketball. It wasn't Batiste's fault. It was Aaron McKie's decision to throw him the basketball that far away from the hoop.
That's the 10th shot from the corner. 0 for 10.
Maybe you should look for that stat. You know, make them I'll tell you what, if they're charting where they're getting their shots from, they don't have any more area to put the X in.
It's filled in. And it's all blanks right now. McKie comes back to the table. He's going to only get a very short seat. And a little bit of a lecture. Brunson lines it up, knocks it down.
Well, Temple methodically just beat you up. They handle the ball real well. They don't lose the ball. They move it around the perimeter and they get a shot.
LaSalle 1 for 12 on threes, and another turnover. Winds up in our hands. Here it is. Eddie Jones, good job to break it free. And the ball wound up beneath Ed Stefanski's knees.
Turnover, Rosen.
No. I held my position. Karstarfin in the corner has the rolling Johnson. Straight up, he's fouled with the body by Donnie Shelton.
Mismatch every time Frazier Johnson's going to catch the ball inside against any LaSalle player. It's a mismatch. They're looking for him inside. There's the foul. Shelton on top of him. Very difficult to defend Frazier Johnson inside.
Speedy looking for answers. Meantime, Frazier Johnson has trimmed down from 285 to 249, not 250. It's listed at 249. Had a terrific game at Boston College.
I rounded that off. I saw that in the media guy. I just rounded off to 250, and I took it to the top. I didn't round it down.
No.
I'll take the 250.
Well, it's before breakfast. Frazier, the first junior college player to ever transfer into John Chaney's program, came out of Garden City Community College in Kansas. He's 1 for 2.
I'd like to have seen this kid come as a freshman and have 4 years under John Chaney and assistant coach Dean Demopoulos, who works with the big guys. Frazier Johnson's future will still be bright, but it'll be brighter.
Frazier the near steal, but Lee's got it. Quincy, in and out. Saved by Lee. Shelton has the basketball. He'll call his own number short. And it's the smallest man on the floor, Victor Karstarfin. And ahead of the pack, Eddie Jones. And he's creamed by Neubauer. Goes down hard. And John Chaney comes running out on the floor. Stops at midcourt. And Jones is down in a heap. Wow. And Jones can get up.
And here comes the Temple athletic training staff onto the floor to see about Eddie Jones. Neubauer had him lined up, and Jones was looking at the front of the rim all the way, Eddie.
Well, Vic Karstharthen with his head up sees Eddie Jones, some kind of athlete, likes to get out on the fast break, goes up hard. There's Neubauer trying to come in for the block shot. And boy, he comes down hard on his shoulder and back and elbow, and just thank God he's okay and gets up.
He's walking it off, as he may have taken most of the brunt of that on his right hip, right arm, and right wrist.
Well, Jeff Neubauer was going for the foul, but he should have caught him going up there, and Neubauer wasn't trying to do it intentionally. He's not that type of kid. But right here, he's going to foul him hard. He's got to wrap him around if he's going to foul. He's going there, hits him hard, and boy, there's nothing to support him to catch him.
The legs really did get tangled, and we're going to have the officials, I think they're going to take their next timeout just a few seconds early in front of the 8-minute mark. No, I guess Larry Lembo, being a veteran official, is just allowing everyone to kind of catch their breath a little bit.
Eddie Jones is obviously sore. He's going to have a nice bruise right there.
Oh, yeah. Now it looks like William Rice, the freshman out of Birmingham, will come in for Jones.
Now, did they call that an intentional foul? Or
I don't believe so. It's just a two-shot hard foul. And Jones all the way down to the very end of the bench, kind of leaning onto his left side. Get the blood flowing again. So this is William Rice, who comes off. This is his collegiate debut, shooting free throws for Eddie Jones.
Another runner jumper in the stable at Temple. This kid can get up and down the floor, spots up the jumper real nice. He'll be a fine player for the house.
He can slam with his elbow. He just put the ball on his elbow. There's Eddie catching his breath and going back to the scorer's table. Good to see that. Meanwhile, it's 23-8. After 12 minutes, Blitz pulls it back out. Had a 3-on-1. Colombo, the entry to Shelton. Johnson backs off and goes straight up and goaltends.
And John Chaney not happy at all with Frazier Johnson. Frazier Johnson backing off. Instead of going up and playing him, he's going to go back and try to swat it and get the block.
It looks like we'll have Eddie Jones back on the floor. He is indeed in as Rice sits down. An overload near side. Brunson pops out, looking for Frazier on the inside, and we've got Larry Lembo blowing a whistle. I think he realizes there should have indeed been a stoppage at the 8-minute mark. So rather than let the mistake compound itself, he'll take the break here. And Lembo says, yes, indeed, we're going to take an official timeout. So LaSalle with just 10 points on the board, 12 minutes plus in. A 13-point deficit. Everybody's going to catch their breath, take a break. We'll be back to the Spectrum in just a moment.
You gotta hit the ground running.
You want a truck as tough and as good looking as you are? You want the #1 seller, Ford. Tough on the outside, comfortable on the inside. If you got more style than the next guy, move on up to a flare side. Ford backseats truck with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. Get cash back for a limited time. Hit the ground running at your local Ford dealer today.
Save $1,550 on the 93 F-150 XLT at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
For the 12 days of Christmas, Prism brings to you 12 speeding skaters, 11 flying fighters, 10 men a leaping, Julia in a thriller, Robert De Niro, Bette Midler singing, Albert and Meryl, Patti LaBelle, Steven Seagal, Prism tonight, Fenway the dog, and Macaulay on Christmas Day.
Happy holidays from all of us here at Prism.
Well, you've heard about the great black hole in the solar system. So far for LaSalle, it's been this deep left corner.
Well, obviously, that's a spot that's a weak spot in the Temple zone defense, but it's not a good shooting spot for LaSalle. 1 for 13 from deep in the corner.
We've got the battle of the mascots going on in front of us. That's the cheers. The Temple Owls stole the LaSalle Explorers felt hat, threw it up in the air, and it went in the basket.
He dunked it in the basket. As the team is dunking LaSalle right now. LaSalle, we said, has to shoot the ball well, and they have not shot the ball well early, and that's why they're down by 13.
Check this out, Coach. LaSalle 4 for 22, a riveting 18%. Temple's at 50%, 9 of 18. And they've got the makings of quite a club on North Broad Street. McKie communicates well with Jones, asks for a screen right, and takes it. LaSalle man-to-man. Burke with Karstarfin. As a Jones screen. And back to Eddie. Shot clock hasn't moved. It's still at 45. Shot clock still at 45. And Frazier Johnson, the offensive rebound. Again, it doesn't start moving on the clock. In and out. McKie. Blocked back in his face by Donnie Shelton. And somebody's got to move the shot clock. Check out Donnie Shelton.
Well, Temple doing a good job keeping the ball alive. Donnie Shelton's going to take it back and said, I've seen enough of this, and block Aaron McKie's shot.
The shot clock in front of Temple's basket is not moving. The one in front of LaSalle's basket is. And that's kind of an unfair disadvantage and a turnover. Frazier Johnson. Kareem Townes to the middle. They don't need a shot clock.
No, neither team needs a shot clock.
That's Colombo. Again, he misses. That one hits off the 45-second clock. And Speedy just throws up his arms.
Well, you remember Temple years ago used to have the Plank brothers. Yep. Who was that?
Blackwell, Evans, and Co.
Well, LaSalle's going to get the name too tonight. I mean, they're shooting, and they're shooting miserably.
4 for 24, down to 16%. 10 points in 13 and a half minutes. Brunson is now posting up Kareem Townes. Karstarfin looking for him. He pops out. And it's a little three-guard set far side. McKie will screen for Johnson. Then pop off Eddie Jones. Shot clock's at 18 and a whistle. Offensive foul, Frazier Johnson, who smiles.
Well, I didn't see that one. Frazier Johnson was working hard to get the ball, and you have to work hard inside to get it. I didn't see that one. I think you'd agree with me, too. Full court pressure by Temple. 2-2-1, they'll try to get a trap as soon as they can past half court.
Colombo there to help out. Cross court, he's got Townes all day to look at this one. Well, Kareem is a streaky shooter. Maybe that'll start a streak for him. He's 2 for 7. He's got the best percentage on the team right now. Again, the shot clock in front of the Owls basket is not rolling. Brunson! Met at the top by Donnie Shelton, 3 on 3. Owls back in a hurry. Townes, ankle high dribble.
Kareem Townes has to pick the basketball up and make the pass. You can't dribble with 3 Temple players draped around you.
He wants it though. Good look, inside Wooten, yep.
Paul Burke, the point guard, the sophomore, makes a good entry pass into Blitz Wooten.
Brunson, a very aggressive player right now after having some tentative moments in his freshman year. We roll down toward the 5-minute mark. Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones got to Temple. They said he was a good inside scorer, got to work on his range a little bit. Here he goes. Eddie Jones, lay it off McKie.
Well, Eddie Jones showed his offensive ability to shoot the basketball right there. He picks up his assist as he powers the ball, but gives it to his teammate, Aaron McKie. Full court pressure again by Temple.
Still a 13-point Owl lead. Townes uses 9 seconds, goes to Blitz Wooten in the corner. Colombo passes up the long one, takes the short one.
Well, that's a good move. He got away from deep in the corner, made the power dribble more into his range.
Jones winds up on the ground. In and out. 7 rebounds now, Kareem Townes. There's your black hole. 1 for 14 from that corner.
Maybe they'll push the ball up the right-hand side.
And it's Brunson. Karstarfin back to Brunson. Takes the baseline route and runs over an Explorer defender, Donnie Shelton, who was still sliding on the baseline. So that'll be a foul on Donnie.
Brunson got lucky here. Goes baseline, but he has his head down right there. Shelton's late. But Brunson trying to force it a little bit, just instead of bringing it back out, he dips his shoulder in there, and Shelton gets called for the foul.
Donnie now 3 personal fouls, goes out. Ray Schultz replaces him. Turquin Mott comes in for Blitz Boot, and Frazier Johnson leaves as Derek Battie comes in. Here's Frazier. He's got 5.
A little bit different look from the Temple Owls that we're used to. Some full court pressure, some traps, extending the zone out even a little bit more and pushing the ball up the court. He has the athletes that can do that, definitely, when you have, and if you're going to play a 3-guard set like he's going to do, and maybe even you can call it a 4-guard set with Kostarthan, Brunson, McKie, and Jones, you can run up and down the floor.
Oh, yeah. Here's Eric.
They'll take what is given to them.
Go with the known and leave the unknown alone. John Chaney's been saying that for a couple of generations, ever since Sayre Junior High School back in the 50s when he began his coaching career. Actually, it was in the early 60s at Sayre Junior High. Over the top, Turquin Mott. Good matchup with Eddie Jones. And Jones lets him have the shot, good reason, and Battie's got it. Strong with the basketball. Eddie on the baseline. Tough shot.
Yeah, I mean, he powers the dribble, gathers himself in, loses the handle a little bit, and goes right over people. They got a lot of weapons offensively. They can shoot the ball and get it inside. If they can add William Cunningham down the road, they got another inside player.
Cunningham, a 7-footer, a freshman, who is having a carjacking case adjudicated right now, so the university is not letting him play. Colombo for 3 off target. Townes. Short on the layup. Brunson 3-on-3 leads the pack. Kostarthan left wing. McKie steps up and fires.
Wow, that's all I can say. I mean, this is a tough ball club. They are powering the basketball up, getting a secondary break, rotating the ball, and the trailers getting the wide open jump shot. Executing extremely well on the fast break.
And they've doubled up LaSalle at 34-17, 2.5 and counting, half number 1. Burke to Mott. Double teamed. Near turnover, Mott fights for it and goes to Burke. Long and strong. And the foul will come either on Ray Schultz or Natike Colombo. Called on Schultz. And some frustration beginning of the show. Not on John Chaney's bench, but on the bench of Speedy Morris. John Chaney hired late summer 1982. One of the best decisions the athletic department at Temple's ever made. Had his club.
Yeah, who gets the credit for that? Who was the AD? White?
Yeah, Gavin White. Sure.
Yeah, he gets. Go down in history as one of the best hires ever.
Yep. I would think that Peter Leocoris, the president, had a lot to do with it. Lane violation, but it's good anyway.
That's what Harry Whitlock said. He was the best man for the job to move them long term. He did it short term. Good players like that. Granger Hall was a good player. Stansbury, Blackwell, Evans. Then you got the big guys, Hodge.
Coswell, Perry, et al. Looks like Derek Battie might be the latest in the long list, and Frazier Johnson's made his presence felt. It's a 19-point bulge for the Owls.
It's time for Big 5 college basketball. The tradition lives on as LaSalle, Penn, St. Joe's, Temple, and Villanova hit the big court at the Spectrum. And this year, Prism's panel of Philadelphia sports experts will be choosing the Big 5 Team of the Year. Who do you think will become the Team of the Year? If your entry matches our panel's Team of the Year, it will be included in the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to the Final Four in New Orleans. Send in a postcard with your Team of the Year choice and your name, address, and daytime phone number to Prism's Big 5 Team of the Year, Post Office Box 1252, Ballykinwood, PA 19004. Plus, listen to Ed Shockey's show on WYSP in the afternoon to win tickets to see the LaSalle versus St. Joe's and Penn versus Temple doubleheader at the Spectrum January 19th. The Big 5 Team of the Year contest is sponsored by the Spectrum, home to the Big 5 doubleheaders, WYSP, the classic rock station, and Prism, your channel for exclusive Big 5 coverage.
Well, if you got the athletes, why not go get them, Ed Stefanski?
Well, they have them all, and Eddie Jones makes another steal. Unselfish play. He could have taken Paul Burke to the basket, but gives it to his teammate, Aaron McKie, for an easy deuce.
And here's the view from Slam Cam.
Well, that's a good percentage shot, I would say.
And you've seen 4 of the 5 Big 5 teams tonight on Prism. We invite you to stay with us at halftime. We'll have our Big 5 annual, a look at the 5 members of the Big 5 and their hopes and dreams for 92-93, scoring stats, highlights, and more. And you've got the ignominious job of speaking with Speedy Morris at the end of the first half.
I mean,
what do you ask?
What do you do? How do you stop Temple?
Ask
Pretty
me about
tough.
that.
I am going to ask him. I'm going to say, we're standing in the corner. We might not be seen. We might
That's
sink it into a hole.
There's Speedy. His club 2 for 17 from 3-point range right now.
And what are they from that? 1 for 16?
1 for 15 from the deep left pocket. And Temple shows man-to-man. Looks like they want to put this one away. Burke with Karstarfin. Mott, a double screen for Townes. He gets set, he fires, makes it. So that's what Speedy called on the timeout, and he got it.
That was good play. Plus, Townes did not rush the shot, caught the basketball, squared up to the hoop, and drilled it.
Same for Eddie Jones.
Wow, you just keep doing it. Eddie Jones comes down. I mean, how far out you going to go? You're going out like a player. Then they can blow by you.
Jones looks like it's an easy shot from 21 feet away.
Yeah, they're not forcing the shot at all.
In rhythm and rotation. 130 and counting. Burke is stripped from the rear by Karstarfin. He's got Brunson with him. Jones trailing, goes to Brunson.
Yeah, Vic Karstarfin very sharp with the basketball, smart move, made the defender come to him, dished it off for Brunson, his 8th point on the evening.
Karstarfin had 0 turnovers against BC, his 15th no-turnover game in his career at Temple. Turpin, Mott near side. Foul by the T, and Mott will wind up on the free throw line. May have been called on Eddie Jones doubling down. Paul Burke will sit down. Jeff Neubauer comes back in for the final 106.
Well, Speedy Mars down 21 with 1:06 left in the first half. Got to try to get some offense, and maybe that offense will be created by defense, full court pressure, see if Temple will throw the ball away, and then they can cut this deficit a little bit before he goes into the locker room.
Temple with 6 turnovers, LaSalle with 5. And Turpin's got a couple of shots here. True freshman out of Glen Mills. Will have to work a little bit on his free throw shooting. Right around 65% right now.
He's going to shoot it off the foul line. I love it. He's going 17 feet, 16 feet, not 15. And it doesn't work.
No, he was still long from 16 feet away. We'll try to show you that if he goes on the line again. Took a step back off the line. Haven't seen that since
the Chamberlain Wilt, maybe?
He tried. Brunson deep. Around and out. Petit Skies keeps it alive to Jeff Neubauer. Swipe from behind by Brunson to Karstarfin. Victor ball fake on Neubauer. To the lane. To Petit. Nope. And again, Townes tries to dribble through traffic, and Betty's got a layup. And Speedy just can't believe it. 43-20. Neubauer inside, no. Ray Schultz is on the ground and is fouled. With 15.7 seconds remaining. Call that one on Aaron McKie. And we'll put Ray Schultz on the free throw line.
Ray Schultz on the 34th line has 2 shots for the Explorers.
Schultz, a transfer from Division II program down in Florida. Florida International in Boca Raton makes the first. Graduate of Archbishop Wood. Temple's got LaSalle doubled up. Remember, once LaSalle had Temple doubled up at halftime, 44-22 back in the Nate Blackwell era, and Nate single-handedly brought his club back. So we've seen it before. We'll count it down with you. Last 8 seconds. Victor Karstarfin. McKie. At the buzzer, nope. And the first half comes mercifully to an end for the LaSalle Explorers. Aaron McKie and John Cheney with a lot to talk about. John never satisfied, neither are his players. 43-21. Speedy Morris knew he had a very young team filled with first-year players, but he did not quite think it would be this bad. Already handled by 27 points by the Pennsylvania Quakers, finds himself down by 22 points at halftime. And Ed Stefanski draws that very pleasant job of seeing how Speedy's feeling right now, Eddie.
Speedy, it's tough to get good shots against the matchup, but we're standing in a corner that you're 1 for 15 shooting the ball from this corner.
Eddie, I thought you were the worst shooter I ever saw. You could play on this team. It's unbelievable. Now, I don't care what you say, how tough it is to get shots against them. We had shots that if we can't make, we can't beat anybody. We had wide open shots. Now, what happens? We don't make any of those shots. Now we stop playing, and they have, we don't have any confidence. Our kids, we're young. We just got to stay with them and hope that they get out of it. They don't believe in themselves.
Well, Temple's got every weapon imaginable offensively, too.
Oh, they're a good basketball team. There's no question about it, but we're not as bad as we're playing. And again, if you make shots, as we talked about earlier, it makes it look awful good.
We'll go in there. Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, Speedy Morris down 22. He got a rip in on B. Larry, but don't believe anything he says.
Now, you're the second worst shooter we've ever seen. I'm the worst shooter. LaSalle 3 of 18 from three-point range. And that's been the story of the basketball game. Should LaSalle put 5 or 6 of those three-pointers in the well, we've got ourselves a basketball game. Instead, we've got a 22-point lead for the Temple Owls. So now we've seen 4 of the 5 Philadelphia Big Five teams on Prism tonight, everyone but St. Joe's. A good time to take a look at our Big Five annual and see the hopes and dreams of the Philadelphia Big Five.
Each year, it seems, the Philadelphia Big Five undergoes its own metamorphosis on the court and off. Once this bastion of consistency, this unique institution could be viewed as a whole. In today's environment, the Big Five clings to those still common goals, but individually, a separate theme for each. Reviving, record-setting, rehabbing, replacing, refreshing. Here now we raise the curtain on the 37th season of Philadelphia Big Five basketball. It is resurgence in incremental stages. For Fran Dunphy's Pennsylvania Quakers, the strides of a year ago, much more than baby steps. The first Big Five victory of the Dunphy era. 16 victories, and the ability to at last stand toe-to-toe with virtually all comers on the Quakers' always difficult dance card. Now, though, the next step. Pennsylvania is in the midst of its longest Ivy title drought in nearly 30 years. Yet the preseason pollsters say the Quakers are suddenly the team to beat. A new perch for sophomore leader Jerome Allen.
We realize that we have some talent. We're young, and I think that makes us hungry. But pretty much we just want to stay focused and stay healthy and just play hard night in and night out. And if that gets us Ivy League title, then so be it.
Young and talented, a hopeful if frightening combination. Experience comes from Barry Pierce, who earned a berth on the Ivy League All-Star team last season. Surprising Sean Trice had one of the finest freshman campaigns in Pennsylvania history, a low-post, strong-handed scorer with all-Ivy athletic ability. But the pace of the resurgence will largely be dictated by the backcourt. Sophomore Jerome Allen set the single-season freshman scoring record. He came of age down the stretch. He'll team with newcomer Matt Maloney. Once an all-state guard from Haddonfield, the much-traveled Maloney has already claimed the starting spot at Pennsylvania. Now the focus is on respect and togetherness.
One of the nice things about them is that they seem to be very good friends off the court as well, and I think they respect each other's games. They work out a lot and have over the last 6 months, actually. And so it seems like the chemistry between those two guys is definitely there.
Dunphy's club had Pennsylvania's best record in a decade a year ago. Now they appear ready for that next giant step, his first Ivy League title. William Speedy Morris has now placed his mark indelibly on LaSalle University basketball. Nearly 40 years ago, Ken Leffler skippered the first glory era in Explorer history, leading the legendary Tom Gola on his way to 145 wins in 6 seasons. For a generation, Speedy Morris rewrote the record books at Philadelphia's Roman Catholic High School, and he's doing the same at LaSalle. Morris holds one of the top active Division I winning percentages, but he'll face his most difficult challenge, his first team without a true marquee player.
We don't have a Randy Woods. We don't have a Jack Hurd. We may not have a banger like Milko, but I think we have more depth, and we can move people around in more ways than we could a year ago.
A year ago, though, Morris did not have the highly touted Kareem Townes, the latest in the line of public league stars to stay home and attend LaSalle. Townes sat out last year after averaging over 40 per game at Southern High School, but he brings the total package.
I would call myself a complete player. I don't think I do one thing so well. I can score, but I love passing. But I can rebound, play defense, steal the ball. Whatever needs to be done, I can do.
He'll be joined on the perimeter by sophomore Paul Burke, a scrappy, heady, typical Philadelphia guard. And the athletic Blitz Wooten is a likely standout in the front court. He'll need help, though, from freshman Turquin Mott and returning redshirt Donnie Shelton if the Explorers are to challenge in their new conference, the Midwest Collegiate Conference, where some have chosen the Explorers to finish last. But the senior captain, who's been on a 30-win team, likes what he sees.
Everyone is picking us low in the conference, and it really seems like we're not getting a lot of respect. But I have a lot of optimism. I think these young guys can really come around, and we can create a really strong team.
When Rap Carey ripped apart his knee on this awkward step last December, a season of optimism turned to despair. The fragile balance had been more than disrupted. It was a dagger in the heart of the 1992 St. Joseph's Hawks. Now a new year, Carey is on the rehab trail following delicate, intricate knee surgery, fighting the pain on the outside and from within.
It's hard to play when you know that you're hurt. And I knew that what happened quickly. And at times you would get scared. And sometimes I wouldn't think about it, but at times I would be scared. So it was more difficult in the mind than it was physically.
Head coach John Griffin has brought in a series of backcourt recruits to ensure he won't be caught short again. And the Hawks feature a top candidate for the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year honor, junior Bernard Blunt, who Griffin simply says can be as good as he wants to be. Rebounding machine Carlin Worley says he sat back a bit last year, feeling his way, but he's prepared to lead the Hawks to war on the inside. Griffin's group has a unique feel, still quite youthful, but with the experience of overcoming adversity. The comeback train derailed a bit last year, leaving room on St. Joseph's bandwagon.
We kind of thought that we had arrived and that we could all of a sudden get rich quickly. And I think that we came to understand how fragile it all was in the beginning of the second season with the injury to Rap Curry, knowing that you need depth at a variety of positions in order to insulate yourself against an unforeseen injury. So I think it kind of brought us back to earth and made us recognize that putting the pieces together, building the foundation, takes a little bit longer, and that we're going to have to kind of jog before we sprint.
The atmosphere at practice at Villanova University is almost surrealistic. A new day has dawned. Rolly Massimino is gone. One-time Massimino assistant Steve Lapis has been handed the reins to maintain an ideology, mend fences, and win.
It's going to take some time to put our stamp on it because we are changing styles, we're changing the system, but it won't be as slow. Where at Manhattan we won 7 games the first year. This is not a 7-win team, this team that we have now. So I think it's going to take a while before we master the motion offense and we master what we want to do defensively, but we also will be better in the meantime in the process of mastering it.
There is an excitement readily apparent at Villanova, a challenge to earn freedom from the once structured style. And the leadership in this transition must come from the upperclassmen, led by mobile slashing senior Lance Miller and Calvin Bird, who drools at the thought of running the open floor. The transition, though, was most clearly evident at point guard, where transfer Jonathan Haynes should be handed the reins. Lapis has the size to compete at any level. Senior James Bryson is still searching for consistency. Man Mountain Junior Anthony Pell has the physical tools to dominate. And Lapis has succeeded in adding a talented freshman class despite the coaching change. But Lapis seems to have a clear idea of the nature of the situation that he's inherited.
There's no question, you know what I mean? But I also realize I'm in a situation where people have been used to winning for a long, long time, and I have to continue that.
It is a new incarnation on North Broad Street. Gone are the preseason national rankings and first-round draft choices, replaced by the largest, most talented freshman class in university history. The anxious, hungry faces have served to revitalize the new dean of Big Five coaches, 60-year-old John Chaney.
You find it inspiring to be able to talk to teach and work with younger group of players to convince them a little bit about what you're doing. And then you can see from their eyes and from them running and participating in your program how much they care for it and how much they look for knowledge that you can give them.
Among the fresh-faced freshmen is 6'9" Derek Petit, who may remind of the recently departed Mark Strickland, and athletic swingman Jason Ivey. Chaney has a pair of dependable slashers, both Aaron McKie of Simon Gratz and Eddie Jones shook off the rust of Proposition 48 to emerge as frontline players last season. But it is two seniors who appear to hold the Owls' destiny in their hands. Point guard Vic Karstafen must recover from a subpar shooting season a year ago, while center Frazier Johnson has taken off more than 30 excess pounds in an attempt to provide the pivot punch Chaney so desperately needs.
And if I can pick out an offense where I can keep him on the floor and that image and that stature on the floor for long periods of time, the probability of us being an effective ball club is greater. That's all there's to it.
With each passing season, the issues become more diverse. The concerns of the individual, the agenda on each campus remaining the primary focus. Yet Big Five unity will again be forged on the hardwood of winter as these five separatists lionize their spirit for the City Series battles still to come.
Welcome back to the Philadelphia Spectrum, halftime of the nightcap of our doubleheader. The Temple Owls have doubled up the LaSalle Explorers. It's 43-21. Larry Rose and Ed Stefanski with you, and I guess Speedy Morris said it best, you know, they're getting the shots, but it's 18%.
Well, the confidence level is he's saying that if you can't shoot the ball now, it's reacting to everything. Their defense is bad, they're rebounding. They'll come out and play hard. One thing he doesn't like is they don't play hard, and they didn't. They gave up. That's what happened late in the first half.
All right, we'll go back and look at some of the action from that first half, including a rare made three-pointer. This one from Kareem Townes.
Well, Kareem Townes is the guy that's got to get him going. Has 9 points, all three-pointers, three out there, and Colombo with 4 and Mott with 3. Not balanced scoring by the Explorers.
But we've got a lot of great balance on the other end for the Temple Owls. First of all, here's Eric Brunson, coming of age as a sophomore now for John Chaney, with the good hesitation layup. And those wing players, McKie and Jones, have been terrific. Here's McKie off the steal.
Well, that's what's so good about their matchup defense. The passing lanes are very difficult because they're clogged up by the arm span of McKie and Eddie Jones.
And hasn't Jones stretched his game out to the perimeter?
Well, the catch, the quick move without walking, baseline, jumper.
So the scoring is balanced, as mentioned. McKie 13, Brunson and Jones with 8. Karstafen had the first 6 points of the basketball game. Team stats, LaSalle 8 for 36, 22%. Temple right around 50% where John Chaney loves to be. And long distance shooting, unbelievable. Temple 6 of 12, LaSalle at 18%, just 3 for 17. But if you put up 17 three-pointers, if you make 12 or 13, you might be able to come back from a 20-point halftime lead. We'll see what LaSalle's got in them when we come back in a moment.
Los Angeles, 1997. It's the hottest summer on record. Pollution is choking the city. The gangs control the streets.
It has not been
a nice day.
As bad as things are, they're about to get worse. Much worse.
Whoever did this took out 4 men armed with machine guns by hand.
You don't know what you're dealing with. Otherworld life forms, drawn by heat and conflict. He's on safari. Lions, tigers, the bears. Oh my.
Predator 2.
Well, our next Big 5 doubleheader will be next year, January the 19th. LaSalle St. Joe's, Pennsylvania against Temple, and Penn against Temple's shaping up as maybe the game of the year in the city right now. The Owls on the floor in their white trimmed in cherry. Eddie Jones about to inbound directly in front of us. And they'll show their starting lineup. Jones, Karstarfin, McKie on the perimeter. Inside Battie and Johnson against LaSalle's Colombo, Mott, Wooten, Townes, and Colbert. And we are set for second half action. They have taken down the 45-second clock from above the basket to our right, which will be LaSalle's offensive basket. Now there's a 45-second portable clock sitting on the floor. And we'll get a shot of that for you as soon as we're underway. But the clock is not working above the Temple basket either. The shot clock is at 0. And I guess I'm the only person in the building that cares right now. Johnson. Oh, they only used 13 seconds. That was awful easy for Frazier Johnson.
Yeah, the entry pass is too easy. Blitz Wooten playing behind Johnson. You can hardly see him because Johnson's so wide. He has to get in front. And Larry Limbo, the official, has called a timeout.
He sees the clock.
Yeah, the clock's up.
So the shot clock to our left, which would be above Temple's offensive basket, that's the one on the floor that they replaced the one that wasn't working. That's at the LaSalle offensive basket, and the one at the other end also not working.
Shut them both off.
Yep. There is a portable one set up just to the left of the stanchion by the Temple basket, but that one has been turned off. And it looks like they're going to play with just the one.
They're asking Speedy, you want to play with the one? What does he care right now? He just wants to make a couple jump shots. Who cares about the clock?
Larry Lembo yells cross-court. Yeah. Speedy will play with one. He barely gave a shrug of the shoulders. Townes, NBA range. Well off target. And it's McKie. LaSalle in a man. See if they can at least make this an educational opportunity for Speedy's young explorers. Battie, good screen. Mott goes flying by. Johnson locked in.
Well, Blitz Wooten tried to get on top of Frazier Johnson. Johnson doing a good job positioning himself, and he's going to need weak side help. If he gets on top of him, there better be another LaSalle explorer behind Frazier Johnson.
Townes, NBA range again, has this one. He's got 4 3-pointers. He's 4 for 8 from 3. It's the rest of the club that's 0 for 16.
It's a tough matchup for Kareem Townes. Aaron McKie, good hustle by Burke to come over and help out.
Turnover. Number 6 on John Chaney's club. And the lead is 23. Good look. Mott is fouled twice, but the call will go against McKie. Like Turquin Mott's game an awful lot.
Well, that was a good pass by Townes. I haven't seen Townes pass the ball much in the first few games this season. Makes a good look in there. The catch by Mott, because it was a hard, crisp pass. Good catch by Mott. Gets fouled, goes to the line for 2.
Brunson in. McKie's got a little look at the drawing board of John Chaney. Mott. Line drive, not even close. Speedy can just shake his head. For 2, and that's not going to help. High screen for Battie. For Karstarsson. Hesitation. Stripped from behind, and Paul Burke can't believe it, but a foul will be called. And John Chaney wants to talk to Vic Karstarsson about being a fifth-year senior and taking the ball in that low.
And he's not happy. He's yelling at Victor and saying, run the offense.
Teams first.
I love it.
And to the left of John Chaney, Jim Maloney, and how much pride Coach Maloney, the assistant here at Temple for 19 years, must have felt watching his son Matt in his first Big 5 performance. There's Jim Maloney, who pretty much runs the guards for John Chaney. Been an assistant for 19 years.
Recruited that Calvin Murphy at Niagara. And how about the players he got at Maryland? Maurice Lucas, Maurice Moe from here, Maurice Howard from Philadelphia.
4 years under Lefty Drizel. Luton, foul line jumper known. Brunson's alone for the board. It was John Lucas, not
John
Maurice
Lucas,
Lucas.
right.
I'm sorry, a little left-handed point guard. Brunson gets a screen with T. And Jones with Colombo. Frazier Johnson. Derek Battie rips it out of Brunson's hands and is fouled by Blitz Wooten on the good ball fake.
And that's what Temple's going to need when they play the schedule they're playing. It's so difficult this year. They're going to need another guy to help Frazier Johnson inside. And Derek Battie, the freshman, may be that guy from Dallas, Texas. And the good story is that he called Temple, wanted Temple to recruit him.
Can I please come to your school, sir?
6'9". Speedy's probably saying, how come no one calls LaSalle 6'9" after we recruit him?
Nice hands by Townes twice. He strips Frazier Johnson. Townes, good catch left hand to Paul Burke. And he's fouled on the push by Karstarsson, who nods his head and said, yeah, I didn't need to do that.
That's his first personal foul.
Number 1 on Vic, who had 0 turnovers again in the first half. Burke, Karstarsson wasn't looking, didn't matter. And it doesn't look like LaSalle's going to have a 25-point run in it tonight. Brunson around Shelton, left-hand layup.
But when Brunson was penetrating, every dribble was a power dribble under control, that if he had to pull up for the jumper or make the pass, but he saw the lane and took it in, not much risk, and Speedy's seen enough.
He's going to take a timeout. We played 3 minutes and 3 seconds of half number 2, and it has been all the Temple Owls. Speedy Morris going to put his kids in the classroom at least for the rest of the second half.
You gotta hit the ground running, better kick out dirt. They're gonna see you coming. You better hit the ground running in a new Ford truck. Hey, 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 hey.
Save $1,900 on the 93 Explorer XL 2-door Sport at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Y'all got to start thinking on a different level like the CIA does.
People got to know why he was killed.
The truth is the most important value we have.
I just want to raise our children and live a normal life. I want my life back.
Kevin Costner.
Nothing is going to keep me from going ahead with my investigation of John Kennedy's murder.
In an Oliver Stone film.
I say let justice be done though the heavens fall.
JFK.
Well, Eddie, it's a much more confident Rick Brunson in this his second year.
Well, Brunson sees the lane, but as I said, head up, under control, looking for the pass, the jump shot. But there, LaSalle gave him that matador defense, just letting him come in. Look at this, wide open lane. Shelton staying back. Nobody even contests the layup.
Well, when Speedy sees that on the films tomorrow and sees Mott backing away, Townes backing away, Shelton backing away, you'll be able to hear that throughout the LaSalle campus.
Well, you know, again, Speedy is outmanned right now talent-wise, and they're a very young ball club, but he wants to see an aggressive style of play, and obviously that play doesn't show it.
Donnie Shelton can't handle the pass, and Petit rips it out of his hands. Karstafen to Brunson, and Temple playing loose and easy. Frazier Johnson, wrap around to the middle, short. Petit. No, that's Eddie Jones, I'm sorry. Eddie Jones, a nice stick back. Townes can look it over. Short, weak side forward, Mott. He's fouled.
A lot of times when you shoot the three-point and you miss, you're going to get the long rebound because of the distance the ball's going to fly. And right there, Turkland Mott did a good job pushing the Temple player underneath the basket. The long rebound was all his.
Mott looks like he's got the makings of a terrific rebounder, getting over 8 per ball game early in his career. And he's going to be a 4-year starter if he stays healthy and learns to shoot free throws.
And LaSalle has Romaine Haywood sitting out, prop 48 from Atlantic City High School, who would step right in now. He's about 6'6", 6'7", but a real tough kid and would be a leader out there. So they're waiting for next year, and they'll have a nice lineup.
Eddie, how about 1 for 8 for Turkland Mott from the free throw line tonight? Talk about having a concentration problem. He's 0 for 4 in the second half. And LaSalle's got 24 points in 24 minutes. This is a cyclical game, college basketball. It'll come back around for Speedy.
Well, it did already this year when we saw the Penn, and Penn just manhandled LaSalle. LaSalle comes back to beat a good James Madison team.
Karstafen gets his feet under him and drills another 3. That's his 3rd of the night. He's got 11 points. McKie comes back to the scorer's table as Mott fires a line driver, has 2. 5 points on the night. And Karstafen, good ball fake, has Petit, gives it to him, slam it down.
And you know what? It was a nice play there by Dick Karstafen. He didn't throw Petit the ball about 10 feet from the basket. He made the penetration himself with the basketball. Petit moved in and got the dunk. Smart play by 2 players there.
Mott's pass knocked out of bounds as Aaron McKie will come back in. I was reading through some of the preseason literature. John Chaney complained that Aaron McKie wasn't strong enough to give him enough minutes last year. So I looked it up. He averaged 37 a game.
He said he was out of shape, right?
Yeah, he wasn't ready to play 40 minutes of basketball. He only averaged 37, so he wants 40 out of him. Mott gets a roll. Yep, it's a 30-point Temple lead.
This is Temple's only their 2nd game. They played Boston College, beat Boston College up in Boston. Coming on their 2nd game of the year.
Karstafen got a finger in the eye, doesn't want to have the basketball, trying to shake it off. Sets the screen for McKie. Brunson on the roll. Nice look, Petit. Ball fake, yep.
Brunson, we talked about a different type of player, very confident, real nice look-away pass, the good catch by Petit, and uses the glass.
60-28. So which would be the black hole? That would be the far corner of this half, right? Townes for 3, short.
I think the whole spectrum floor right now.
McKie doesn't want it. Karstafen does. The tap comes out to Paul Berg, and a whistle. And it looks like Donnie Shelton is grabbing a hold of his left shoulder by the LaSalle bench. There he is. And they're going to take a timeout. Do not know what happened. It was well off the play. He's trying to explain that to the trainer. Put a seat for Donnie Shelton and some playing time for freshman Quincy Lee, number 4, right in front of us. Derek Petit goes out, and Jason Ivey comes in.
It's a good game for Temple, only their 2nd game to get a lot of the young kids in the lineup.
Well, this is a lineup he can run that 1-3-1 defense with Eddie Jones on the backside of it and create all kinds of havoc like they just did Still be LaSalle basketball in the held possession. But this was John Chaney's bread and butter defense back before he really had the stud athletes. Now 1-3-1. If you have some good action on the wings and an aggressive player like Eddie Cole was the man on the back line, you can play it. Bird. Yep, for Paul Bird. That's his first field goal, Eddie. He's now 1 for 6. Brunson goes to the free throw line as he goes up and under.
Well, we talked about Temple and all the weapons. Well, they're going to need it with the schedule they have. Some people rank the second toughest schedule in the country this year. They've already played Boston College away, and they're going to go to Florida and play Florida and Florida State, Penn State, Cincinnati, St. Joe Hawks, and then they're in their season. And they also make it easy, go to Kansas State, play Wake Forest, Memphis State,
Alabama, Birmingham.
I mean, that is a tough schedule. He doesn't duck anyone. John Chaney, he'll play them anywhere. And the problem is, a lot of times he has to give them 2 games to get one comeback here in the Philadelphia area.
And there are those that refuse to come play in McGonigal Hall. And John still says, well, we'll come to your building anyway. Because he coaches for March. In December, he's coaching for March. Here's that 1-3-1 that John's getting a look at.
Plus, the Atlantic 10 has some real good teams this year. Very strong up top.
Line driver, not even close for Mott. Well, it used to be that Temple could kind of bank on 14-15 conference wins, so they loaded up as Jones fires for 3. Now that the conference is tough, their out-of-conference schedule is still nearly impossible. Townes. Jones! Knock out of bounds. I want to see Eddie Jones get up.
Here it is all the way back. Let's see if he throws it down.
Jeff Neubauer sneaking out, trying to intercept it. He would have gone back to the backcourt. Nice look. Ivy stripped by Ray Schultz to Kareem Townes. 5-on-2. Townes takes the middle. Has a wing, doesn't use it. Schultz keeps it alive. Brunson's got the basketball. Eddie Jones has 2 guys to choose from. Goes to McKie.
Well, right there, the last possession for LaSalle. Townes coming down. He had Turquin Mott wide open on his right-hand side. He's got to give the ball to Turquin Mott for an easier shot than forcing the shot himself. The big guys won't want to work hard, set screens, to get rebounds if sometimes they're not rewarded a little bit.
And going up the floor, Mott instructed Townes to take it to the middle. There's Mott. See his drop step. Well off target. Jones has a board. Ahead for Brunson. Aaron all day. Nope. Another board for Mott. Here's Jeff Neubauer. The senior captain. Steal, McKie. And nobody even hustles back. Aaron can do it alone.
We talked about the wingspan, but there was wingspan plus the quickness. He anticipated Jeff Neubauer trying to throw the bounce pass, got there quickly, and turned it into 2 points.
And you can see just how demoralized the young Explorers are right now, but they'll have their day. Neubauer thinks about it, steps up, cross court. Townes, he'll shoot it.
Good ball movement by LaSalle there. They took their time, they moved it, made Temple make decisions, and Townes knocks it home for his 18th point.
On 6 for 18 shooting. 66-35. The freshman Ivy, no, tip by Jones.
There you go. You got it what you wanted, Larry Rosen.
Slam it down.
Oh, now you want to slam
it down.
Okay. He'll do that for you probably, too.
He can get up. Lee, no. Schultz, no. And out of bounds off Gray. We're going to get another one of the Temple freshmen, William Rice. But first, I think we're going to get a break. So the Temple Owls have built on that huge halftime lead. It's now a 33-point advantage. One of the biggest blowouts in the history of Big 5 City Series basketball.
I'm going to cross the street, get some coffee. Joey, Joey, bring me back a coffee. And play my number for me, too, huh? 235. 235? Got it. 235. Look out! 235. 325. 325. Oh, hello. Whoa! 253. 253. 253. 235?
You can win no matter how your daily number comes up.
Now what do I do?
Box it.
Box it.
For more ways to win, just say, box it.
The world's smallest con artist is in town.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size, you big ugly chump?
She's got a killer smile.
Cracked me right on the top of the head, all right?
You're gonna cry.
A knockout swing. And a partner. Okay. In crime. Curly Sue.
I feel like an idiot.
Big laughs come in small packages.
Well, when you got it going on, it hits on all cylinders. Here's the Owls in the open floor.
Well, the Owls like to push the ball up the court this year because they got the players that can do it. And right there, Petit goes in and jams it. Nice pass by Victor Kostarthin. And again, McKie will see Brunson going through, and he makes the nice look-away pass to Petit. And Petit is the recipient of 2 nice passes.
Nice way to score. Petit's got 6.
Different look, this Temple Owls, don't you think, over the years? He's got the players that he's pushing the ball up the floor. He's extending the defense, doing a lot of things.
And the only senior, well, the only 2 seniors are Kostarthin and Johnson. Full court man-to-man pressure as we've gotten William Rice, number 32, into the basketball game, along with Jason Ivey. So the freshman getting some minutes. Eddie Jones may be done for the night.
Still have to see that Julian King. He's a freshman, another good player. Brunson is driving to the hole very well tonight, penetrating. He's a 6'3", he's about 190 strong up top.
Townes, NBA range. And McKie still working hard. Brunson's ahead of the pack. They'll go Kostarthin's side. See, maybe we might even see Marco van Velsen, the 6'9" player from Holland. Brunson step away, short.
What's the town he's from? Can you pronounce that?
Sure. Munschollen. Ray Schultz. The same town that Jan Post came from in Holland. Jan kind of sat on the end of John Chaney's bench for 3 years, but is making a check as a professional player in Europe now. 6'9" player didn't get many minutes. Van Velsen, they hope to develop. Brunson to McKie as we roll down toward 9 minutes. It's 70-37. And the game may not be as close as the score would indicate. Brunson's posted on Townes. Townes blocks him. Going to call it dual possession. It stays Temple's way. It's good defense by Kareem.
Brunson, they're trying to pin him low. He got in there, but Kareem gets him from behind.
And out to midcourt for Kostarthin. McKie goes one-on-one with his left. And William Rice, freshman, number 32 in the middle of your screen, who was told clearly by John Chaney to go set screens because that's about all he's been doing. Brunson crosses over and is fouled by Townes. And they'll call it on Schultz, bodying up on Jason Ivey.
Right there, Jimmy Maloney, the assistant for John Chaney's off the bench. I don't think he liked the spacing right there. Now they're up 43 points, but 33, excuse me, but it doesn't matter. They have to do things. It's only their second game and try to get things ready for the tougher schedule coming up.
Kostarthin is really hit hard by Neubauer. Kind of hoped for the contact as he got up in the air. Hip to hip, Victor goes down. Go to the free throw line. I think that the Speedy's going to take Jeff Neubauer out of the game for Paul Berg. Well, sadly, this one lost its competitive charm early for Speedy.
Well, we knew they had to play almost a perfect game, and that meant shooting outside and getting in the 60% shooting range. And obviously, they haven't shot the ball well at all. Outmanned by this Temple ball club.
And LaSalle's always going to have the puncher's chance or the shooter's chance because of the number of three-point weapons they're developing, but not tonight. Kostarthin 0 for 2. He's got the third one coming.
Hat trick?
Well, if you're going to do it, now's the time. Mott in, Schultz out. He's got 1 of the 3 and 12 points on the night. 71-37. We do Big 5 games, not used to having blowouts like this to deal with. Quincy Lee with the left hand, blocked by Rice. Lee, a freshman out of Paulsboro, New Jersey. Now guarding McKie. Some of the best players from the Gather Summer League on the floor tonight. Good screen for McKie. The run could set offense, and Maloney gets up and says, see, you run your spacing, set your spot.
Aaron McKie used the screen perfectly, ran his man off, and then just squared up to the basket, didn't rush it, and just buries the jumper.
Lee, well off target, catches the heel. Ahead of the pack, McKie runs it down.
Well, that was not a pass that I think John likes to see a lot. Brunson throws it over the top. McKie was ahead of the pack, but McKie showed his athleticism by making a nice catch.
Townes, line drive, no. McKie just takes it out of the hands of Mott. Brunson's got an angle. Went for the slam, gets the sheet on his pants.
The last few possessions, both offensively and defensively, McKie is showing you why he can dominate a game. There's Brunson tries to go up with the left hand, tries to jam it, gets fouled. 6'3", jumping up there to try to jam it.
And Chris Osmond will check in for the Temple Owls, replacing Aaron McKie, who leaves with 21 points to lead all scorers tonight. There's Osmond. First time we've seen Osmond in a City Series game. Brunson misses a free throw. Nice job, Aaron McKie. And rarely do you see a 6'5"er who can take it down low and take you out high. John Chaney likes to say he's got guards that reach into their tricky bag and pull out some of their best stuff, and he's got all the elements working for himself and the Temple Owls as they've blown out the Explorers.
You know her?
Yeah, I know her.
You introduced me to Natalie. I'll put you into the training program.
Yeah.
I've got Sal. Call it to destiny.
Look, you can't go with me looking like that tonight.
This happens to be a Brooks Brothers suit.
Yeah, well, I suggest you write that stuff on the front, because it looks like any old tight-ass gray suit to me. You never been to Harlem before.
Hey, home dudes. What is going on?
Excuse us.
It's about moving up, making the cut, suiting up for success, and making an investment in love.
This is love. Tell you something, man. That ham is cooked, glazed, and ready to be sliced.
Tommy Davidson, Joseph C. Phillips, and Halle Berry. Strictly Business.
Well, for the next 59 minutes or so, it's still Sunshine Foundation Awareness Day. Sunshine Foundation, the original dream come true makers. They've making the dreams come true for more than 2,600 chronically and terminally ill children throughout the Delaware Valley. Walt Wood and all the fine people of the Sunshine Foundation. If you'd like more information to get involved or make a donation to this very worthy cause founded by Philadelphia policeman William Sample, call that number 215-535-1413. Ask for Doc, tell him Larry said to call. Take good care of it.
Well, LaSalle shooting 28% for the game.
That's an improvement.
You're not going to beat any team shooting 28, and especially the Temple Owls.
At 38% of the second half, but it's been...
Speedy knows it.
Well, they're back to the drawing board. Double highs for Mott. And Wooten. Townes. Hesitation is fouled by Brunson. And if we can get a look over the Temple Owl bench, you see Jim Maloney, John Chaney, Dean Demopoulos, and one to your left a little bit, guys. Who's that guy, left side of the screen?
That is Howard Evans.
And how many pounds has Howie added to his once lean and muscular frame?
I don't care. That boy can play the game. One of the best point guards ever in Temple's history. And they've had some good ones. Naming Aaron Rodgers, I guess.
Foul on the rebound. Howie, the all-time leader in assists at Temple University and among the all-time leaders in points, finishing up his degree work as a part-time assistant coach on John Chaney's bench. John said, as soon as you get your degree, you're fired. Do like I do at Nate, sends you out on your own. Nate now an assistant down at Coppin State in Maryland. Off the heel, but Townes runs it down and is fouled by Brunson. So another whistle and we'll stay here. Three personals on Brunson.
Doesn't get any easier for LaSalle. They go to the Fiesta Bowl tournament. They played West Virginia. It was picked to win the Atlantic 10 by the coaches. And then they get Arizona.
Well, this is their 5th game, and they've yet to leave Philadelphia. With 4 at the Civic Center and 1 at the Spectrum, and then now they head for Tucson. Ivy. Townes skies for the rebound. Down inside court, left Burke stops, calls his own for 3. Nope. And the foul. Nice job, Blitz Wooten. So they'll play West Virginia and then either Arizona or Delaware State. Check out Blitz working off the glass.
Well, Blitz Wooten had a big game when they did beat James Madison. He has to come strong inside. LaSalle doesn't have a strong offensive team inside this year. Blitz Wooten gets the offensive rebound and puts it back in.
Getting our first look now at Mike Melchione, number 42 for LaSalle, who's checked in. He's a freshman forward out of Bishop Eustis. There he is. And a member of the famed Melchione family. If you haven't played against a Melchione at some point in the Big Five.
One got away to Duke.
That's right.
I believe that was Gary.
And he's the cousin of Billy. Layup, no. Ivy, and a foul.
That's his first foul.
And you watch how coaches use these moments. John Chaney's still up on every pass with his young team, aside from Karstafen. 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores on the floor. LaSalle's going to drop to 2 and 3, having played 5 games in Philadelphia before they really begin the nasty part of the schedule. My goodness, that kind of sums it up right there, doesn't it?
They can't even grab the rebound on the inside.
Uncontested Turkman Mott. And it's Chris Osmond, the 6'4" guard from Lilburn, Georgia, who triggers. These are important minutes, especially for the Temple players. Trying to work their way into John's rotation, all these freshmen. Karstafen to the left. 78-44.
I'd imagine you call that breaking down your player as he powered the dribble. Paul Burke went back for the penetration, had the open jumper, nailed it.
Temple still in single digits on turnovers despite the runaway. They haven't gotten sloppy yet. Townes, nice back cut, lay it off Mott. Made that a little bit too fancy, but gets his own. Again, a fancy dance for Townes, who's blocked and fouled by William Rice.
Well, both players there, Kareem Townes and Turquin Mott, both looking for each other, trying to get a better shot. Rice showed that he can get it out of the building. Will Rice, the freshman from Birmingham, Alabama. Temple doing a lot of recruiting down south.
Oh, yeah. Here's Julian King, who's out of Georgia, Rhine, Georgia. They have more players from Georgia or Alabama than from Pennsylvania. And a couple from New Jersey, but that's only if you count Marco Von Velsen, who spent a year in Cherry Hill.
I guess that Dean Nemopoulos has a lot of frequent flyer miles.
That's exactly right. Now 20 for Townes, but it's been a quiet one. 76-46. There you see it. In the The unpredictability of youth and December college basketball really on show here. Karstoffen runs it down to Osmond. Nice block. Back into the hands of Ivy and a foul. Jason Ivy.
Who gets the block here? Behind Malchione? Mott. But Jason Ivy comes right back, gathers himself in, gets his legs so he can go up strong, and does, and gets fouled.
He has the bottom, 81-46. And we're going to see Marco von Velsen. He's in the scorer's table. Temple fans usually choose a player to a deep sub who they cheer for as Townes lays it in. And maybe Marco's going to be the man.
That's what Jan Post was, right?
Every time Jan touched the basketball in the Gallagher Hall, he went crazy. Tap once, no, Mott's got the pull. And the power dribble. Forgot the basketball. I think we're going to see Chris Donato, too, for the Salle, a walk-on. Townes hesitates twice, puts it up shy. Wooten has it back. Straight up, off target left. And here comes Julian King. Burke takes the charge, and that's what they've got. And here comes Marco von Velsen. There he is. 6'9" freshman from Bonscholen, Holland, via Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and Jason Ivy's done. Why does he leave Vic Karstoffen on the floor? Malchione stripped by Osmond, gets it back. There's Donato, the walk-on.
Someone's got to run the show out there.
Look for some volunteers. Karstoffen to Rice for three. Nope. Osmond. Yep.
Well, Temple fans like that.
Yep. Maybe it'll be Chris that gets the extra cheers. Malchione, the left-hand push.
Nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
From Mike Malchione. Bishop Eustace High School over in Indian Mills, New Jersey. Bishop Eustace is in Cherry Hill.
Inside 3.5 minutes.
Paul Burke hasn't given up, trying to give Victor Stark a lot of problems out front.
And a hand check foul. Called on Burke. Just his second. And Paul will sit down for Quincy Lee.
Quincy Lee, number 4, returns to the LaSalle lineup.
So a demoralized LaSalle University bench as the starters have been cleared off. Karstoffen with 15. Make it 16. It's 85-51. So good balance for the Temple Owls. They've got Karstoffen, McKie, Brunson in double figures, Johnson with 9, and they're running away and hiding.
Frank Pesch Sr. worked hard for 35 years to build a good life. His son never worked an honest day in his life.
Maybe I could become an astronaut. Is there little people going around in your head?
But after today, he may never have to work again.
I'm a finalist in the lottery. Right here, I'm a finalist in the lottery. I got a shot at $6.2 million.
The lucky winner is
29th Street.
Rock and roll.
27 banks in 3 years.
Everybody pray.
Anything to catch the perfect wave.
I'm not a crook.
Patrick Swayze.
Fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true.
Keanu Reeves.
You think I joined the FBI to learn to surf?
Point Break.
Well, there's the Temple out-of-conference killer schedule. Commissioner Ron Bertovich of the Atlantic 10 says, what about the conference games? We already talked about them, Ron. This is what John does to himself, not what you do to him. Look at that, Eddie. 4 of them on the road.
Oh, rough schedule, but John Cheney, as we said, will play anybody, anywhere, and it will help his kids in March. You alluded to the Atlantic 10. You have West Virginia. They have to play twice. George Washington's undefeated this year with a big guy in the middle. They play them twice. UMass. Very, very good schedule this year for Temple Owls, and the Atlantic 10's real strong.
Mike Melchione shows his offense. Donato to the foul line to Wooten. Double team, so he kicks to Melchione for 3. He's 2 for 2 is Mike.
Obviously, he's a shooter.
6'6" guys with so much range anymore.
How about our boy in the first game in Pennsylvania, Tim Krug at 6'9" to have him listed in the program.
Well, you saw him shoot a free throw and immediately said, you know, this kid can probably shoot it. Good fundamental shooter.
Should probably be an NBA scout. I thought Michael Jordan was good.
He's pretty fair.
In college.
Two and a half minutes and counting. Mercifully for the LaSalle Explorers.
It is amazing. They're still down under 10 in turnovers. What do we have?
They've got 9, yeah. 9.
I mean, for this kind of blowout, to take care of the basketball like that.
As the shot clock expired, Rice goes back up with the rebound and Ray Schultz. Skies, but is stripped, and a held ball will go LaSalle's way. Yeah, John doesn't want sloppiness anytime, John Cheney.
No, he demands perfection, and most of the time he gets it.
John en route to his 235th win at the helm of the Temple Owls. Donato. Osmond has the outlet. Julian King with the left hand is stripped and fouled. The strip by Quincy Lee, the foul by Chrissy Donato.
Julian King twice now has tried to penetrate, over-penetrate between two LaSalle players on 2 different possessions if he could stop and take the jump shot. But he's learning, only a freshman from Ryan, Georgia.
Dodge City High School. I think it's Dodge County.
Dodge
I like
County.
the way Dodge City sounds. Didn't call glass. There is the demoralized Explorer bench. Foul von Velsen. It's not easy to say either. So the LaSalle starters, Townes winds up with 22, but Burt gets 2, Shelton gets 2, Colombo 4, Mott 7. And of Mott's 7 points, he wound up 1 for 8 from the free throw line. So there's more than enough to work on at 20th and Alden.
Well, the Explorers don't play until after Christmas.
Right.
So we'll give them a few days off after this game and then come back hard. And going into a new conference this year, the MCC.
That goes off the basket support for Wooten.
Which stands for
Midwestern Collegiate Conference.
Just want to make sure you're up on your, of course, conferences.
When they added Duquesne and LaSalle,
that screwed you up a little bit, right?
They said they were going to change the name, but they couldn't come up with anything better. All the good names were taken. That's interesting. Melchione's 3rd 3 off target. Wooten's got the board. You know, not just the name of your conference, but a conference is formed or something. They might copyright 10 names and then choose the one that they're going to use. So not only can't you use the one they chose, you can't use the other 9 either. So all the good names are taken.
Right, your senator.
Osmond reverses. I try to be informative, tell you things you don't know during this blowout, and what do?
And the MCC already lost the team, right? Dayton.
Indeed. And there's some consternation at LaSalle about that.
And there was talk in the paper, in the Philadelphia paper today, that Duquesne is talking about leaving the conference. And they didn't start playing a game yet.
Let's get Berdovich on here. See if we can get more teams in the Atlantic 10. Although the Atlantic 10 right now is the Atlantic 8. Since Penn State's left, Duquesne's left. And Elvis has left the building on this one. 25 seconds and counting. Karstafen misses the little left-hand chippy. And Von Velsen another foul.
Didn't Jan Postman used to get game foul a lot quickly too? Well,
always.
This is that Holland brand of play. There must be dirty players over there.
Very physical European style. So size 16s. And you certainly couldn't tell from those two shots whose club's ahead by 30 points. Another missed free throw by Lee. His first miss. LaSalle unofficially 7 for 32 from three-point range, but they finally reached 60. And Lee the steal on King. With 10 seconds to go, 3-on-1. Donato, left-hand block easily. And we'll go the other way for the final 4 seconds. Nice block, William Rice. Pretty much took it right out of Donato's hands. Victor will shoot it. And it's in the books now as a 27-point Al victory.
But you're going to get a foul on Blitz Wooten.